I am Ben, back here with Brian for the Blindsiders, episode 6 of Survivor 49, and we had another swap, second swap of the season. We had a very rare Survivor first 49 seasons in here, where we talked about the last episode, but we went from 3 tribes to 2 tribes, back to 3 tribes again, and we got our first original Uli member voted out in a blindside here, Brian.
Yeah, no, I thought it was a pretty good episode, all things considered. We finally got a conclusion to the Sage and Shannon storyline that we've been closely following all season. Last week I said that I really like it when one person just hates someone else. And this episode was awesome for that. Really funny just how much Sage hated Shannon. Don't know if you know what? We've all been there, right? We've all met someone, a coworker, a classmate that we just didn't fuck with. Unfortunately for Shannon, she happened to meet someone like that on Survivor, and she didn't even know it. She didn't know that there's that hostility towards her. But Ben, what did you think of Sage not even hugging her at the end?
I mean, it's funny, definitely. The season is definitely trying to grasp for moments right now. Like where I'm cautiously optimistic for this upcoming merge, but so far we have not really had many memorable things happen so far this season. Right. So I was very happy to see that, and that was very funny. I laughed. I agree. I'm definitely on the despite Shannon being local. I'm definitely on the Sage side of things from a personality perspective. She definitely more aligns with my vibe. So,
me too, and mostly in the fact of just being angry at all times. Like I relate to that quite a bit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm curious because this feels like a very passive aggressive season so far, where there's on the surface level, there's a lot of this kumbaya vibe. They have the Hina tribe was doing their little cheers and we're all fun together. But then you have a cut to the Uli tribe rolling their eyes and being this shit is cringe,
Mm-hmm.
And then you have the Sage and the Shannon of it all, and then you also have Savannah and Jawan as another kind of one-sided beef with a lot of passive aggressive nature there. So it just kind of feels like the vibe of the season is fake good vibes with passive aggressive vibes just hovering underneath the surface.
Yeah, I think it's all of season 49, or not all of the new era has been this weird we're all just so happy to be on Survivor. We're so thankful for the experience. And this is the end result of it, where it's these people are yeah, we know that this is the vibe that Jeff certainly wants us to bring, but we're not sincerely feeling that way. So that's where we're getting the passive aggressiveness from it.
Yeah, I do think that it's kind of refreshing, right? I think that's the reason why a lot of people have reacted positively, in particular to Sage with this whole arc, and then how this episode played out, is because a lot of that vibe from the new era just feels very fake and inorganic and kind of put on for TV, or trying to force a vibe that really is not what Survivor is designed to be historically, and what reality TV is designed to be historically. Survivor is a mean game, and putting on this nice cheery veneer on top of it just kind of feels insincere.
Very much, yeah.
And so when you have a player and a character like Sage, who is just there is obviously she's obviously is faking it to a degree, but she's so very clearly barely faking it that it almost comes off as refreshing that somebody is not bought into that vibe.
Yeah, and I thought it was super, I guess, unfortunate, kind of unlucky that Shannon spent all this time like kind of throwing Sage under the bus. And then when they got, on this new tribe, she tried to be like, yeah, we're besties. We're so close. It's just like, come on, Shannon. And like you don't think Sage was completely unaware of how you were moving on that tribe, right? Like,
I think she was. Yeah, I think she.
yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah. There's that great moment where she was like, nobody knows how close we are. I even like tweeted it. I was like, I don't think Sage knew how close you were until
Yeah.
this moment. Like, what are you talking about?
No, Shannon was trying to manifest a reality that just simply didn't exist, and trying to like I don't know, like gaslight herself into thinking that like all of the stuff that happened on the New Calais beach didn't happen. I don't know,
Right?
like
You gotta,
what was the plan here? Nothing about how she's played has made much sense. But she's played hard, so I can appreciate Shannon from that perspective, that she has
yeah,
played like she didn't like, she didn't get voted out entirely just because of her personality and her quirks. She got voted out partially because she was playing extremely hard, and people saw through that as like, oh, you're pretending to be like this like vibe guru girl who's like just trying to love everyone, but you're like lying and snaking everyone behind their back, and everyone kind of figured it out.
yeah. Unfortunate to be sure. Survivor is a tough game, especially, like I can't be too hard on Shannon given the fact that she got put onto a 4-person tribe. At this point, it's like that's tough. I mean, even Jeff pointed out that it's tough. Uh I guess like the big question about this is, do you prefer this to earn the merge?
Um, I prefer this to like the season 41, 42 style Earn the Merge.
Mhm.
But as we talked about last week, by the time we got to like 47, 48, the Earn the Merge had basically just become a normal merge where they just pretended they weren't merged for some reason.
Right. Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
don't prefer this to that. Because like while that is stupid, it's like not like severely like meddling with the game. And I do think three tribes of four, uh, just like most of the time, is going to result in something kind of boring and unremarkable, and it's going to feel like somebody's getting screwed,
Mhm.
and like it's not going to like lead to interesting strategy most of the time. I think they got very bailed out here. I think this was the one tribe out of the three where we had the potential for an interesting series of like strategic discussion and vote.
Mhm.
I think if either of the other tribes lost, it would have been really bad. So
Right.
they kind of had this, in my opinion, bad twists and bad game design, and they kind of got bailed out by like pulling the right tribe losing.
Yeah, and it kind of makes it like, I guess we can talk about the other tribes, but it's like they're merging in the next episode, so it's
Yeah,
like it doesn't matter,
yeah. I
right?
mean, we talked about this as well throughout the season, where so many things that we've seen, so many like relationships and strategies and alliances and stuff have been kind of set up, but there's not really been any like rhyme or reason to any of the storytelling. And
Right.
this kind of feels very similar to that, right? We're like, yeah, I don't know, maybe like this like Sophie S Christina thing might manifest in the merge, you know. The other tribe, the Savannah Rizzo Sophie MC tribe, I don't think anything that happened in that tribe is going to matter, which is why
Right.
we probably had a stupid scene where Rizzo was like failing at fishing, as opposed to like any severe strategy other than MC telling Rizzo that she knows he has an idol.
Mhm. One thing I will say, watching that scene, even though it was kind of silly and pointless, it was entertaining, but also it made me look forward to Rizzo and Colby Donaldson interacting so
Mm-hmm.
much on the next season. I can't wait, Ben.
Yeah, Rizzo and like pick like half the cast off the board, like Rizzo and Jenna Lewis, Rizzo and Mike White,
Yep.
like
Yep. It's gonna be fun. So
yeah.
looking forward to that.
Yeah. I mean, I'm very curious now because like I'm starting to feel kind of interested at how the season plays out in a way where Savannah ends up being the one to get brought back and not Sophie. Because like
Yeah, I was thinking about that too, watching especially her find the clue to the knowledge is power rather. I
yeah,
was like, why is she not on 50?
yeah. I mean, I'm sure it'll probably make sense by the end of the season. But right
Mhm.
now, it feels like Sophie is the star of the season,
She's
right?
definitely the main character of the season right now, for
Yeah.
sure.
So like, it's very odd that like maybe it just kind of like obviously we don't know who wins. Like we've speculated, like maybe if Savannah is the winner, it just comes down to that, and like and they just
Yeah,
find the
right.
third winner.
Yep.
Maybe if like maybe Sophie was asked and said no. Like we have no idea, right? So
Yeah. I do think that Sophie, if they do like a new era all-star season soon,
mhm.
she could definitely get pulled there. I'm really liking her.
Yeah,
Obviously, like the edit's very favorable to her, so I'm like obviously I'm supposed to like her, and I am liking her. I think she's a fun presence, and I'm glad she got some grilled cheese. Um, Ben, what do we think on the hierarchy of rewards so far? Where does this rank for you?
I would say probably like a 4 out of 10.
Mhm. I was thinking, I was like, all right, cheese, you got some protein, not a lot,
uh,
but like you
I
got
feel
some.
I feel like cheese is like the worst protein to get. Like,
Yes, no doubt, no doubt.
um, yeah, because like it's just gonna like you're already probably primed to have gastrointestinal issues, and like
Yeah.
it's just
Honestly, for me with Crohn's and stuff, this would have taken me out of the medevac.
yeah. I was gonna say
It
let's
would
look at
have
a Joe Del Campo kind of situation, right?
it would have been like
Bruce kind of guy.
Bruce, yeah, they would have
Yeah,
had to get the stretcher
yeah.
out,
Would have had
take me
to
home.
had to get like Shane's dick dangling in your face with Courtney singing.
Right, right.
Yeah.
Who do you think on this cast is the most likely to just be naked out of medevac? Do you think this just passed, or do you think there's anyone on this season who would hang dong for that moment?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. Would you hang dong in respect for your fallen tribe mate, Ben?
So yeah, so if I'm on like the original Kelly tribe and I'm
Mhm.
like in Alex's spot and
Right.
Jake is like dying on the ground after having
Mhm.
been bit by a snake, I just
Yeah.
like reflexively take my pants off and just like stand
Mhm.
over him with my dick hanging
Leave your
out.
shirt on though, right? Didn't he have his shirt on
I
bent
think he
over?
did. I think he was
Yeah.
Winnie the Pooh in it. Yeah,
You gotta Winnie the Pooh. I think,
yeah.
it's the only honorable way to send a tribe mate out.
Hmm. Yeah.
Oh man. Can you tell that we don't have much to talk about from this episode?
Yeah, I mean, we could talk about Rizzo kind of, shading Jeff a little bit when he's like having heat stroke at the challenge at the end.
Yeah, well, I think Rizzo was just concerned. Jeff's an old guy,
Mm,
you know? I wouldn't want, you know, if my grandfather was Jeff's age, I wouldn't want him out in the sun like this.
yeah, I mean, I'm surprised he didn't call him like Unc. I know it's like a thing that we're
Yeah,
doing now.
right. That's all the Gen Z kids are doing that.
Yeah, well, I mean, like Jawan, calls him like Uncle Jay, and
Mhm,
we've had like the Uncle Jeff in the past, and I think Star said it like last season.
mhm. And
Um,
I won't pretend to be too cool or like in with what Gen Z's saying, but I feel like Unk is mostly used in like almost a disparaging way to describe someone who's over 30 years old.
I feel like it can. I feel like again we're getting back to like this idea of like something that's kind of passive aggressive, but like kind of like hidden under this veneer of supposing to be endearing.
Mhm.
Where like
And I'm not gonna say like I very much assume it was a term of endearment to begin with,
yes, and it's
probably in the
evolved
black
the way.
community. and
Yeah.
now white Gen Z have taken it and started to use it in like a passive aggressive fashion.
Yeah, I mean that's how a lot of slang kind of evolves.
Yeah,
Right,
right.
it starts out very straight up, and then it turns into something ironic or sarcastic.
Yeah. Q, speaking of Survivor 50, Q didn't he said he didn't like people calling Jeff Uncle Jeff on Twitter
Mm.
tonight. So I don't know. There's a little bit of backlash. Juwan didn't chime in, so we'll have
Mhm.
to see
Yeah, I
what he
mean,
thinks.
luckily Jawan was on 50 with Q. Otherwise, I could have had an argument
Yeah.
about that. But
Again, yeah, a
yeah.
lot of tension.
Yep.
Well, speaking of Jawan, I really enjoyed him broing down this episode. I like Jawan, and I feel like Jawan's kind of been like ostracized, and he's done it to himself in some ways. Certainly, accidentally putting ant covered firewood in your tribe mate's bag, not great. Nor is drinking from their water bottle, but it was nice to see Jawan actually have a friend here. You know,
Yeah, the other person that's been on the outs of the Uli core.
yeah, right.
All it took was somebody else who actually understands their position in the game to like shake him a few times and be like,
I
"Hey."
know, to beg him to like, please, this is
Yeah.
really our only chance
Mhm.
to do something.
Yeah.
Which I was proud of Sage here for playing
Mhm.
this round. Like,
No, for sure. No, definitely played it well. Like, I mean, even starting back when they were on like the new Kelly Beach, I think that she played like she handled the Shannon situation very well in trying to redirect some of the heat back to Shannon, set up that target preemptively, and kind of put the pieces in place for this.
yeah, and I heard that she applied for Big Brother, but ended up getting on Survivor. So kind of an interesting uh play style, but I think she would have been good at Big Brother because she did like the perfect thing for when you're on the bottom, but you're not trying to be the target of just
Mm-hmm.
like slinking into the background and then like picking your moment to disperse information to get the target off of you. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I'm pretty like big on Sage, obviously. I just think she's a very fun character so far, and I am impressed with how she's played. Because I was complaining about Jawan not trying to seize the moment 2 weeks ago when Matt proposed a potential out for Jawan. And I do think he gets voted off if that new Hina tribe goes to tribal. I mean,
Oh,
Savannah
100%.
said as
Yeah.
much. So like
Yeah.
it was good that Sage was able to reach him.
Yeah, no, I'm very kind of curious where this goes from here at the merge now, because we do have, like Nate's obviously going to go back with Savannah, Rizzo, Sophie, and then that's going to be kind of a four. And then you have like the old Hina does have these kind of cracks in it, right? With like the other Sophie S has kind of been on the outs. Like the kind of power core from Hina was always Stephen, MC, Christina as a trio. And so of the four that are left from them, like like I feel like Sophie very clearly is outside of that. But now she's connected with Alex, who also then has the connection with the other Sophie. And then you now have this like Sage and Jawan kind of duo in the middle who just voted with Steven. So maybe they get consumed back into that trio. But like, I don't know. I feel like this really kind of puts Jawan and Sage in kind of a swing position.
No, I agree. Yeah, you're right. They're totally in from where they were on their original tribe to where they are now, like night and day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like they could go very far. And I was so interested to see Sophie IE on this episode because we've not gotten anything from her other than she doesn't like fruit as a reward, and she did like chicken, right? Like that's all we got from her so far. And I was like a little worried that they were kind of purple Kellying her. Because very famously Purple Kelly had like one confessional about a reward.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Yeah, milk your own milk.
yeah, milk your own milk before she had that episode where she quit. Um, but now it's like, oh well, maybe Sophie could go far. I'm not saying she can win, but at least like she's in the action a little bit now.
Yeah, I also liked, we obviously none of it mattered because they didn't go to tribal and they're going to merge, right? But I liked the instinct of so Sophie S is kind of like the anti Jawan, where Jawan is like shown like 100 red flags and like
Right.
refuses to budge and is just like blindly loyal. Sophie is like gets like the corner of one red flag and is like, I'm out. Fuck this,
Immediately bailing, which is probably right. I mean,
No, definitely, like if you have to lean one way or the other, you lean the direction that Sophie went for
yeah,
sure. Yeah,
yeah, you don't want to be caught holding the bag
yeah.
in Survivor, and I am looking forward to that. I think Alex is in a great spot. I think
Oh yeah.
everybody likes him, and then he's also like playing pretty savvily and living up to the. He's like a campaign advisor, right? Like that's his job.
I think he works. Well, I think he works for Jan Murkowski, who is
Okay,
she's going to be retired now. 'Cause she's like 90 years old. But she's like a
what
Democratic
a
congressman
concept.
from
Yeah,
Chicago.
yeah. So I like Alex a lot. I think he's playing well, and he's a great narrator as well. I really enjoyed his like confessional, or maybe it was at the challenge where he was like, yeah, like I'm usually the person in my office who's like, pumping everybody up and like good
Mhm,
vibes, but I'm just exhausted. Like I
mhm,
can't be that person right now.
mhm. Do you think we're getting another medevac this season?
Yeah, something's happening for sure because I don't think they'd leave in Jeff talking about how hot it is unless something happened, right?
Yeah, I mean that kind of feels like it's the vibe. And, like every single episode and like at every single challenge, it feels like we're getting like a hit of Jeff saying like, "Yeah, it's really hot. Like this is the hottest season ever." And then we
Yeah.
have in this challenge like Jeff kind of at the end, he's also feeling it. So I don't know. I feel like we're at least going to get somebody who gets like heat exhaustion or heat stroke, and even if they don't end up leaving the game, like there's got to be something that happens.
No, I totally agree. And I just think like it's just so hard to do anything in the heat, let alone these crazy challenges that they're doing on no food.
Mhm.
Like it's not surprising that someone is gonna potentially go down because of this.
Hmm. Yeah, we'll see. You know, that could explain like some of the weird editing decisions. I
True.
mean, also like I get, we're 6 episodes in, and MC, Sophie, and Christina have not got our trial council. So like
Yeah.
that also probably contributes to it. Where like we've just continuously seen the same people go to tribal over and over again. So that
Right.
also, you know, might
Doesn't
affect.
help.
But yeah.
Yeah. So, I think next episode's gonna be really good
Mhm.
personally. Because there is so much like so many moving parts and so many potential alliances and like not for nothing when people are like, "We got to stay tribe strong." I feel like if I was a player, I'd be like, "That's so boring, though. Do we have to like let's knock the tower down and build it back up how we want it?"
Yeah, well, I mean, I think that this vote on Shannon might be the match that kind of allows that to happen, which
Yeah,
is like probably the like one upside for the merge being delayed here is that like maybe if we had merged at 13 or 12, it would have just been like the Ulis plus Sophie kind of running the show.
mhm,
Whereas now, like because they had taken out Shannon, and like there is now a potential for like the Nate Savannah Rizzo trio to be like looking at Jawan and Sage like, hey, why did you do that? And they'll have to be like, oh, well, she was targeting Jawan, like she took the first shot and we had to retaliate, and like there has to be kind of like this, do we believe them? Like, can this story be corroborated? Like I think hopefully there's some intrigue there.
no, I think there totally will be, and Yeah, I have no idea who's going to get voted off next episode, which is very exciting. That's kind of where you want to be going into a merge.
Yeah, 100%. I think it's been a slow pre-merge. It's been a long pre-merge. It's been the longest pre-merge of the new era. We haven't had a 11-person merge and literally, like, I can't even remember the last time we had 11-person merge, honestly.
Yeah.
It's been so long. And so I think that combined with how straightforward a lot of the strategy has been for the most part, I think has made this pre-merge kind of feel like it's dragged. But I do think there's a lot of potential for this back half of the season to actually be interesting.
Yeah, I mean, we just covered Australian Survivor versus the World. It's almost the same amount of episodes for this pre-merge as
Yeah.
that entire season.
Yeah.
So, yeah, pretty crazy.
Yeah, and I mean, like, we're at 11 now, which is like, that season started with 12 people, right? So like,
Right.
or the season started with 14 people. So never mind.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to make a point, and the point doesn't matter anymore.
It's all good. It's all good. Anything else that we didn't touch on that you wanted to?
I mean, we briefly have the knowledge power. What are your thoughts on them introducing the knowledge power? Because I know we've been critical of it in the past, and I think that like it had a potential to really backfire here if they lost. Because what likely would have happened is like MC finds the idol, they realize that MC has the idol, and then Sophie steals MC's idol and she gets voted out. Which I think, like obviously Savannah, Rizzo, and Sophie have been like the three main characters of the season. So like, they're not going to get voted out here, but like that would have been like kind of a lame episode, I think, if that had played out.
Yeah, no, I'm hoping someone pulls a Luke and rips it up. Quite frankly, I don't fuck with the knowledge is power at all. For the reasons that we've said, it's not a power that benefits someone in power. If they're in power, they can only use it to make a boring episode by ensuring their target's going to go home. So
yeah, and I think the existence of it also stifles more entertaining gameplay. Where like there's a lot of like the reason that the idol is like a good like twist or a good game mechanic is because it only benefits it almost always only benefits the people that are in the minority, and there's like so much counterplay and like maneuvering you can do with it, and like also with the addition of fake idols and bluffing and stuff like that, there's like so many like moving pieces you can make with idols that like make for interesting strategy. And the knowledge power just existing in the ether, like even if it's not used on a season, the fact that it's now been used on enough seasons where it's like a recurring twist that like could be introduced at any point, it makes bluffing with idols, like pulling out an idol and trying to like do a double bluff thing with it, or like showing somebody the idol in order to like get the vote to flip and then not playing it, like all of that kind of gameplay now becomes less effective and more of like a high risk, high reward type of thing that like might not be worth doing. Because if you make a play like that and somebody on the tribe or like on the opposing alliance showing has the knowledge is power, they can just use the knowledge is power on you and know whether or not you're bluffing.
Yep. No, don't like it. Not a good twist. We need to leave it in the new era as we go into the new era. And it's like NU and then NEW era.
Yeah, it's like how we've historically done like swap tribes, like the NU tribes.
Yep, exactly. So yeah, please get rid of it, Jeff. We know you don't listen, and even if you did, you wouldn't listen to what we're saying. So yeah, I'm talking to no one. But yeah, other than that's all I got, Ben.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was like it was an entertaining episode compared to what we've got so far from the season. I would say the Sage and Shannon stuff was fun. I'm glad that we had like a little bit of payoff here. I hope that like some of the other things that are being set up have some payoff. Like we have the Savannah versus Jawan stuff. I hope we get some payoff from that. We have like this Sophie S and Christina like kind of side story that like may or may not pay off. Like there's a lot of like pieces in place that I hope kind of, you know, manifest into something interesting, to use Shannon's word.
Well, yeah, be careful, Ben. It didn't work out for Shannon. So,
Yeah. Well, she didn't manifest hard enough, you know.
oh yeah, you gotta manifest harder.
Yeah, manifest the truth, you know.
Oh my god. Yes. Manifest the truth, bro. The only good part of BB21,
Yeah.
that moment. All right, Ben, anything you want to promote before we get out of here?
No, I've been, I think that like Survivor 49 has been kind of hit or miss, but I've been enjoying Traders UK Celebrity, Traders Canada Season 3. Both of those have been very fun so far. We obviously have Traders US Season 4 coming up in a couple of months that we'll be covering for the Meet You at Breakfast podcast. So yeah, it's been, I'm glad where we're at in reality TV. Like, there's a lot of good stuff out there, and
No, I totally agree. Also, House of Villains probably coming back
yep.
around that time as well. So it should be fun. We'll be probably covering, but we'll definitely be covering Traders, probably covering House of Villains as well. So looking forward to that. And yeah, other than that, check out all of our podcasts here on this channel. Main channels where we get everything. I put out 3 videos this week, so you guys better go watch them. Because I don't know if that messes with the algorithm or not. I was just feeling productive, Ben. I had a lot to say about video games this week, so yeah, check out the main channel. We get everything. Our other spin-off channels, which include Those Fake Nerds, which is nerd and pop culture news, Wicked Sports, which is sports news, and our news channel, Wicked Scary. It's Halloween, almost 2 days from now. It's Halloween. If you like creepy stuff, Wicked Scary, that's your spot. Been repurposing some of the stories into shorts. Been doing really well on YouTube with those, so definitely we'll continue doing that. But weekly we'll try to have a full-length video as well there. And yeah, other than that, thank you so much for listening, and we will see you in the next one.